Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. We have had some, striking runs over and over here. Hopefully this one ends up being a little easier. Just a little break on my nerves might be nice. LVJX SNER with the Sun, Dead Sea Scrolls, and Guppy's Collar. Well, the first thing I'll say here is that we shouldn't rely on Guppy's Collar to give us a respawn. So let's just imagine the Guppy's Collar is only a passive Guppy item, which is effectively what it may end up being. And Dead Sea Scrolls is also steeped in uncertainty, like some kind of tea from an ambiguous place. So I think our desire right here should basically be to replace Dead Sea Scrolls as soon as possible, probably and preferably without ever having used it in the first place, unless we got something amazing for it. Of course, you could get Book of Revelation. So maybe if we have HP, we should just use it right now. And that, I think, was Kamikaze, but the whole reason we did that was just because there was HP available there nonetheless. So it was a mild risk for a potentially modest reward. And mild is before modest. I think it goes like mild, modest, severe, in my head at least. So that seemed acceptable. Absolutely, we'll take Ipecac. Ipecac is one of the most misunderstood items in the game, in my opinion. Everybody thinks it's a potential death sentence, and if you're very slow... and I don't mean, intelligence-wise. I mean, if you're very slow from, like, an actual speed standpoint, then it can be a problem. If you're being overrun by enemies that are really close to you, flies, for example, it can cause issues. But, apart from that, I think that it gives you so much damage that it's indisputable. Not to mention infinite bombs, which is going to be very useful for a couple of reasons right now. There's our Spirit Heart, and there's Able, which is effectively worth nothing. And I will be very rude to our donation machine again and blow it up in the hopes of getting a Humbling Bundle here. And I'm just going to pick up 8 cents. That's perfect. Then we're going to buy this, leave, come back, and I'm gonna show my true Canadian nature and try to redonate as much money as possible, just as my way of saying thank you. We don't need anything else here. There might be some stuff that we want here, but we don't need it, and I'm concerned. I want to make sure our donation machine stays good, but this run actually seems totally fine right now. And I do mean, like, completely fine. Not quite able to call it, like, a for sure victory yet, but I think that there's a very realistic case to be made that it actually is. And just by taking Ipecac, we're probably set. And we didn't even have to use our donation machine, or our reroll machine, sorry, to make it happen. So that's pretty sweet. It would be very nice to get a Cricket's Head here. Not necessary, but very nice. And I'll take the bombs. You can still use those, even though we have infinite numbers of bombs from other categories here. But let's come down and just see if we can get like a quarter or something. I'm glad we got over 5 cents again, so we can get an arcade on the next floor. And we will get a cube of meat or ball of bandages from this. I don't really like it because I don't want to be super close to enemies to begin with, but we'll use orbitals in their like old-ass traditional sense, which is just to block shots, I guess. I know it's a novel strategy here, using an orbital to block a shot. What is this, like the 1800s? But it's probably by far the best way that we can handle this right now, rather than getting right up in an enemy's face and possibly, risking not death, but a little bit of damage. And maybe death in the future. So, we actually can't go... Oh, God. It worked. That didn't work, though. We can't go to our curse room right now without the risk of losing our Deal with the Devil chance, so we will avoid that temporarily. And we'll just continue to pick up double bombs, and actually amassing money quite a bit faster than I expected we would as well. We're already up to 17 cents again. If we just use our money as, like, non-stop Spirit Heart generation, like 1 Spirit Heart per floor, via the shop, that's probably good enough to leave us in a relatively safe position. And I'd like to have a few extra Spirit Hearts on this floor specifically, just to put us in a situation where we can take a Deal with the Devil and not be on 1 Spirit Heart, where our ridiculously overpowered run could be turned into something that's, easily killed by a single champion or something like that. But for now, there's no complaints necessary, and there's no complaints necessarily. We don't need that. Still looking for a chance at an arcade. We have not seen one yet, though. Figure you want to go through with these ones just to see if you can grab a quarter or something like that. I gotta say, oh, that was really dumb. I gotta say our rate of fire is really good as well. It doesn't always happen. And with Ipecac, a smo, you know, like Ornstein and Smo from Dark Souls, but a slow rate of fire can be a kiss of death. It can also be quite nice, depending on the, you know, level of conservatism your approach takes when it comes to Ipecac. If you fire all the time, maybe you're better off with a more slow and deliberate rate of fire. I actually thought we hit that like 4 times, but it's okay. 2 more keys and a man that we can blow up for money, possibly. We're going to be up to like 35 cents, 34 cents. Do not take red heart damage before going into your shop. And you know, Ipecac's one of those items, we don't really need any damage upgrades for the rest of the game, which is a nice position to be in. But we do also have the double-edged sword of having to watch out. We probably don't want Cricket's body, we probably don't want the Parasite. Unicorn Horn is awesome, I think, here. Any invincibility is good enough. And we'll definitely take Steam Sale, and then the card is the Lovers. Not bad. I don't think we need anything else. Alright, let's move along. We can always donate a little bit later. We've paid our dues. Time after time, you brought me Ipecac and Unicorn Horn and everything that goes with it. And I thank you all. Okay, second secret room. I don't like it yet. I'm gonna come back to this later. I didn't want to deal with that room. First, I just want to, you know, live my life in here. And now, Cube of Meat has a much better use. Squeezy gives us some Spirit Hearts, which is extremely valuable for this deal with the devil. And the deal with the devil's Sister Maggie, but I'll take it so that we actually get Precedent. Everything's coming up Millhouse right now. Pretty much, like, non-traditionally, we've got a traditional thing going here. And a good traditional thing going, you know. Like Pleasantville after color gets introduced. No, grab. It's not very good. Okay, seriously, though, don't take any more damage. All right, we're fine. 30 cents, down to the next floor. HP is okay. Obviously, the ability to generate more Spirit Hearts in the future would be nice, but the Lover's card, for once, actually has the potential to be useful for us. And we're pretty much on schedule for Boss Rush, and one of the nice things about Ipecac is that it does scale pretty ridiculously depending on the damage that you can get. You know, you can start getting to the point where you're dealing one-shottable damage to early game bosses at least, or, you know, low HP bosses at least. Hopefully we find ourselves in that situation. Ooh. I mean, how could you not, right? We could get, like, literally any better item in the game. Don't want that. Do not want that. I'm not even going to pick it up. Too dicey. Chemical Peel's okay, but I'd rather take the risk. Demon Baby's okay, but I'd rather take the risk. Kidney Stone's okay, I'd rather take the risk. Shielded Tears are very dangerous with Ipecac. I'm going to reroll them. And you know what? I'm going to continue to take the opportunity to reroll, and I'm going to be damn thankful to have the opportunity to do so. We very rarely get the D6 anymore because we're doing these Eden runs. You know, sometimes we'll go months without having access to the D6, so I think that this is fine. And you might say, like, oh, why didn't you take Demon Baby? Why didn't you take Shielded Tears? Why didn't you take X? Why didn't you take Y? Etc., etc. The reasoning is, with Ipecac, you know, we're already at, like, an all-you-can-eat buffet. We shouldn't be hungry when we leave. So why not wait, you know, 20 minutes and see if they put out the tray of lobster? We don't need to stuff ourselves on, you know, mashed potatoes and, you know, garlic bread. There's nothing, I've got nothing against mashed potatoes and garlic bread. I'm just saying for the purposes of this analogy, we might as well wait for an item that's truly the cream of the crop here. Because we should be fine regardless. So we'll go back and get ourselves back in, you know, regular Isaac mindset here. And reroll Key Bum into Death's Touch, and suddenly all is forgiven. Big ol' high damage piercing shots that may not actually pierce at all, but are high damage nonetheless. Certainly a better damage upgrade than Chemical Peel. And I think that not taking Shielded Tears was the right decision. Sure, shots are going to explode when they hit enemies regardless, but I don't want my Ipecac shots to explode when they hit an enemy shot. That just seems like, you know, I'm asking for some Fire Mine nonsense where we're going to get hit in the face all the time. That was a terrible dodge. I think Cube of Meat maybe kept us from taking damage there, and I'm endlessly appreciative of that, but let's grab this. And then make your move. And now we're good. Okay. Wow, he did not die in one hit. It's rare for something to be killed by the poison damage from Ipecac. Okay. Good time for a deal with the devil again. I mean, we just had one, but I wouldn't mind getting another one. I don't think we're going to be too far ahead of schedule, because the thing with Ipecac is that sometimes the shots are tough to deliver. You know, especially when it comes to killing a whole room. No deal with the devil. Range plus luck up, I will take. I think the luck up is nice, and having a little extra range never hurt anybody with Ipecac, but probably in the future we'll be looking to get some nicer rerolls here. We definitely want to go to our shop, though. This is my chief concern for now. Poker chip. Yeah, who cares? I don't want to take... You know what? Actually, we should take the regular stopwatch. There's no reason not to take the regular stopwatch anymore. And we'll grab a key for effectively very little reason, and I don't know, just donate until we get to like 15 cents left over here. Keep our donation machine good. I'm just going to donate till 6:30. We're going to roll our death card, keep the lover's card on this floor, where it will be locked for all eternity. Because I think the death card is valuable on rooms where we can get swarmed, and the lover's card with only 1 HP is unlikely to save our lives regardless. But double key room scares the crap out of me. But at the same time, because it scares the crap out of me, that's why we have to go check it out. You know, keep ourselves unsteady. That's why you weight train sometimes. You use like resistance bands. It helps with stabilizers or something. I don't know. Bowflex. They still make Bowflex? Maybe it's because I'm not watching TV at 3 in the morning anymore. I don't see too many ads for the Bowflex. But I do see a lot of phone sex ads, which is weird to me that this is an industry that still exists, you know, in 2016. The same ad has been on the air since we got TV in, well, I was gonna say since we got TV in Vancouver, but that implies that the city of Vancouver just got TV recently. But I mean, since, you know, my wife and I got TV, it's been the same girl for like 4 years. And I'm like, man, you know, she's probably like 45 now. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? As a lady, you might just be entering your sexual prime at that point. But still, like, you gotta reshoot those ads at some point. You know, it's out of date. It's still in 4x3. Everybody's using 16:9 now, man. You can't be running the same ad for 15 years. Now, we'll take that. Certainly adds a little bit more urgency to the situation. But I did get a secret room. Although I fucked it up pretty bad. HP is still very slightly dire. It's just the slightest direness. But, you guys remember that 2008 film starring James Franco, Natalie Portman, and Danny McBride? Your direness? A little bit of a deep cut reference. That movie was not very well received. It was like James Franco's Year One. Anyway. Also, I've never seen it, so I don't really know how that all worked out, but I heard that it was not very well respected and was maybe considered, you know, kind of like the nadir of Natalie Portman's career there. Okay, we did land that, thankfully. I don't care about getting 6 cents for free at this point. It's kind of like, you know, it's a first world problem, but what do we care about getting a little bit of extra money when effectively we have access to infinite money? You know, it's made money worthless for us. Explosive diarrhea, also really bad when you got infinite bombs. It's hard for bombs to be made worth something for you. And I will pick up that nickel, because for some reason I still feel attachment to that. Okay, we got D6. It's an important moment on this deal with the devil here. Krampus, lump of coal is fine. Krampus's head is fine. At least we've got a good target for a reroll. I got a hit there? I'm a little surprised. Mr. Dolly's good. Range starting to scare me a little bit, but a tears upgrade I think with Ipecac is good. We probably want the ability to fly, and we don't give a shit about Ghost Baby. So I think you go slightly hard on this. Just give it a sec. Don't go too hard, but go to 6 plays and see what he gives you. Take a calculated risk. Gave us a Fool card, which is very good for boss rush potential. I'm gonna give it another 4. And that's it. Okay, and he paid out with pills, which is not good. But then we're gonna grab the ability to fly and reroll both of these, and we got a free dark matter. And then for half a spirit heart, we can get the pact. So I'd say that turned out to be smart, but I could think otherwise about it if we die. There's still a chance that we, you know, fuck this one up pretty bad. But oh, I didn't even realize Tinted Rock. The ability to fly is very valuable, and then the fact that we have dark matter and the pact, sorry, to go along with it is quite nice. So I think that was worth what we paid. Time will tell if I look like an idiot as a result, but 3 spirit hearts is not an insignificant amount of HP. It's pretty good. We got 33 bombs. Like, why not expedite the process of this room ever so slightly? Shops, extremely important. Item room, extremely important. I'm just gonna say, I don't mind a greed fight at all. I was gonna call him green because of the poison, but I don't mind a greed fight at all. Steam sale money, it's irrelevant basically because we're at 99 cents as is. We're a little bit amazingly behind schedule despite our incredible damage, and I think that's just the side effect of making some weird plays here, and the greed fight doesn't help, and of course the fact that we spent a little bit of extra time on that deal with the devil playing the demon judgment, but hopefully this guy just pays out with regular HP. That would be nice. I'll also take any form of mapping, basically. Anything else we should reroll, though. The Fool card was a huge get, by the way. Even if that is not immediately useful, it's nice that it gives us the ability to get out of boss rush. It could be worth a free item, as long as we're able to make it in time, which I'm still pretty optimistic about, despite being about a minute and a little bit behind schedule here, and getting worse, of course, because that's how time works. Rarely does it go backwards, unless you're Superman. We took this item once and then re-rolled it, so I'm a little surprised that you would fuck me like this, but I guess, you know, sure. You get a lifesteal via Charm of the Vampire, and then let's hope we like what's in our item room. And I do. I do. Not a ton, but enough. Okay. We're gonna go now. We are interested in going to boss rush, so the timing is not beautiful right now. But I think that we should be fine regardless. Let's just, you know, I see into the future ever so slightly, and I see a picture of me taking damage by using Ipecac recklessly, for example. Oh, jeez. I think this is a good room, but I don't want to shoot when I can't see them. Yeah, that was good. Okay. Onsus. Better than the Fool. Algiz better than the Fool. Blank Rune. Dagaz was pretty big there. Algiz. Awaz. Use Awaz. We should have taken Awaz. Okay, you know what? Take Onsus and then find a teleportation card later. We're far enough behind that I think this is valuable. So we're just going to use this to plan our attack on the next floor, which hopefully is not an XL floor, is what I was going to say. Okay, so where are we going? We will go Curse Room. That's not a secret room. I guess we should have known that because we have Onsus, but I think we can get out of this floor in under a minute if we play our cards right. Depends on the boss fight. Depends whether or not we get a Krampus fight, but... And you know what? We don't have to get out in under a minute, but we could get out in under a minute. We got other runes coming our way. Perthro's a good one that's not hyper relevant because we have the D6, but everything is lined up nicely for us to make progress on this floor. Under a minute might have been a little optimistic. In fact, this damage, dude. Okay, this is what I was going to say. I can see the future. I see myself taking reckless damage in the hopes of getting to boss rush, which is not a good use of your time. It's much smarter to just play your cards right. Mom's Wig is very good here. Mom Transformation, probably not likely to be relevant, but it's much better to just survive than it is to risk your survival for like a small chance at getting an extra item. So I think we should just not be an idiot is like step one here. And this, ooh, it is a tinted rock. Thank you, peripheral vision. Very good. As good as a Spirit Heart? Depends on your situation. I would say probably not, because I kind of need the HP right now. We're going to have Super Greed, so if the run is going to test us, it's probably going to test us right now. Got another Perthro rune. We are going to get a reroll for our boss fight. Explosive Diarrhea. Luck up. That's good. I like the luck up. I like the Balls of Steel. I like the speed up. And Infested's okay. Alright, let's... Who cares? Let's move along. Gonna be a little bit behind schedule. But it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to do boss rush here either. Like, I could see a case where that would be very sensible. We should have re-rolled that 10 times out of 10. That's just... Okay, slowed down. Slowed down. Slow down. You're going too fast. Yeah! You gotta make the good things last. I mean, there's just no reason for us to do this room, but I figured if I forced my hand to slow down by doing this room, maybe we get a guppy item out of it, maybe we don't, maybe we get some spirit hearts out of it, maybe we don't. But at the very least, it forces me to slow down a little bit and takes the pressure off of boss rush because I'm more concerned about survival than I am about making it to boss rush. But sometimes you gotta force your own hand, you know? You eat too many Doritos, you gotta stop keeping Doritos in the house. That's very tempting, actually, to get that guy. But we're gonna stay away. Because, again, HP is a precious resource right now that we have less of than I'd like, but certainly not too little to survive. And this is, like, compared to the past runs that we've had recently, like the past 5 maybe, this one is actually just fine. Like, the amount of HP and damage we have is better than we've had on a lot of other runs by this point in the past. So, I certainly can't look at this and be like, wow, like, we're in a dangerous position, because as compared to our recent past, we're in a much better position, I'd say. Boss rush or no boss rush, but I would still like to have more HP. And if I'm disappointed about anything, it's just the fact that there's no reason for us to have this little. Range up. Now it's actually too many range ups. So we do have our boss fight, and that's pretty much a guaranteed boss rush there if we want it. I'd like to go to our shop, and it is right there, and I'd like to get a teleport card. If we can make both of those things happen in time, that would be nice. AWAS would be fine. High Priestess is not what we want. So you know what? Let's take some time and donate. I think we should re-roll this room as well. Okay, now things have changed. We're taking Restock, and now we definitely want to fight Hush. We can still make Hush. That's not a problem. I'm going to 650, then we're getting the fuck out of here. Okay. You got something for me? AWAS? It is AWAS. We gotta go. Okay, so now we can actually do boss rush. Should grab that just in case we want to reroll. AWAS gives us the guaranteed free boss rush item. You know what? I hated to do that, but you know me. I didn't hate to do that. It was a calculated risk. I can't do it just in case it's Krampus. So let's come in here first. We definitely want to reroll those, and we will totally take Spoonbender and then get the fuck out of here. That's fine. I really, really like that. Now, we have Restock and Steam Sale, so we're certainly interested in doing the Hush fight if we have the HP for it. And if we don't, we should not do the Hush fight. That's possibly extremely obvious, but, you know, it's a cute play that is not necessarily good. But if we have the HP for it, the Hush fight should be a priority for sure. Curse of the Tower is not a priority. Luck Up is beautiful. Very surprised we made it out of that room, actually. I was a little scared. Little Gish? Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, so we've at least slightly, I think, redeemed ourselves on this one. I'm happy with the way this run is going now that we've made a little bit of a high-pressure play there. That was a lot of fun. Balls of Steel again. That is enormous. And really, we subsist at this point just through the grace of Balls of Steel pills. Got Degas, so we can see our HP, and our HP is looking mighty fine. Mostly picking up pennies at this point for luck upgrades. It's really the only thing that motivates me to pick up money that we otherwise won't have a ton of reason to use. Although I guess being on the shop on the blue womb would be nice. But let's not act like that's a foregone conclusion, even though it probably is. Our other rune is Perthrow. We should take Perthrow for now. And hopefully, you know what? I'll tell you straight up, we got a good opportunity to use Perthrow on this conquest fight. But first, let's check this. Not Krampus? I am amazed. I will take this, honestly. I think that the extra damage is more than worth losing the Ipecac synergy. Seems good to me. Plus we have 2 knives. I can't really afford to use Perthrow in this situation. We'll head down to the next floor, and now we should be rolling with gas. And now, like, I'm a lot less concerned about the actual prospect of fighting Hush than I was earlier. Like, Ipecac was gonna be fine. By the way, people sometimes say, like, oh, you take homing tears with Mom's knife or Mom's knife with homing tears, you fucked it up. I actually quite like that it sort of fucks with Mom's knife a little bit. As much as that sounds... I think we want this more. As much as that sounds ridiculous, like, yeah, now you do. I like that it's strange. I don't know if we want to go in there. But mostly, I took this because we were at the point where we had ridiculous damage. You know what? Thank you to the Isaac gods. I will take one of those Spirit Hearts and trade it in here, and that ended up working out. I didn't want to just take 2 Spirit Hearts and be like, let's move along. You know, let's reinvest some of those proceeds and see where it leads us. So I'll take Algiz again. Algiz is, in hindsight, or foresight, I guess, I think is going to be the best rune for us. Because it does not guarantee us a win on the Hush fight, but it gives us a great opportunity. Another Dagaz is huge. It gives us a great opportunity to minimize damage taken, which increases our chances in the future. And now I'm hopeful that we get, you know, the Yera on the chest so that we can at least double our items down there. Rune Bag, you know, it can be different things at different points in the game. We don't need Swallowed Penny at all anymore, but there's also no reason really to get rid of it for Purple Heart, which just gives you more champions. I suppose you can get more consumables out of it, but it's not really a big deal, I think. So there's a rune back there. I do want to check it. This has been extremely fast, like 3 minutes through both wombs. No deal with the devil. So check this rune. It's a Yera, so we got 2 Algiz, which is worthless. Alright, I think we definitely do want to head down to the next floor. With 28 keys, 2 item rooms with a choice. No Curse of the Blind would be beautiful. And Restock. Restock's the big one. So let's start in here. And that means we do want to buy both of these, even though they kind of suck. Because they'll get restocked anyway. And we can have blank card Algiz, but I kind of like having... Oh, now it's fucked. I kind of like having the D6. I think we take Diplopia, and then we go quickly. Well, it doesn't have to be quickly, I suppose. We go in here, and what do we want out of that? I guess Scatter Bombs. And what do we want out of here? I guess Host Hat for immunity to explosions. And then we'll just Diplopia this to get one more free item, and we got Bomb Bag. We do want to hold that. Okay, keep it up here. We might as well get as many pedestals as we want. And then use Diplopia... Not use Diplopia, sorry. Use the D6 to get as many as possible in the future. Black Candle's huge. Hive Mind is nice. What's that? Blue Candle. Doesn't really matter. More options is worthless. Maybe we can get a better trinket out of this. And we did get a better trinket out of that. And I'd say that's pretty much where we call it here. Get a few extra free items, including Chaos, which is ridiculous. That was very dumb of me. Now we can effectively get, like, every item in the game. So let's go get some more money, if it exists. 3 cents. I know we could take the Sackboy. We don't need it. Like, it's unnecessary. And I know we should probably at the very least like blow up this guy and then do something with his money if he has some, which he does. And I'm just going to donate it. Might seem like a little bit of a cop-out, but I don't really want to pay for Sackboy when we're already going to win. Like, it's just going to slow us down in a way that I feel is sort of non-meaningful. Unicorn Stump is great. I like the D6, though. We so rarely get the D6, which is why I'm like... You know, it used to be like, hey, you get the D6 all the time. Why not replace it with blank card? It'll be fun. Now it's like, hey, you get the D6 never. Why replace it with blank card that shows up like once every 4 runs? In fact, it showed up 3 times on the last 2 runs. I think I took damage there like an idiot running into this guy, but we will also have the huge advantage of having Algiz available here. And, you know, while we're invincible, we might as well throw down some scatter bomb action. What is shooting those shots? You saw that, right? Like, where did those shots come from? We don't have Fate's Reward. Where did those Death's Touch Ipecac shots come from? It's not Sister Maggie, I think. Anyway, we're in a great position right now, and this run has been a lot of fun. Maybe I shouldn't stand here, but oh no, we're actually completely safe. And we appear to be completely safe again. Gonna be an easy Hush fight, and it promises to be a relatively easy finish here as we get ready to, you know, clean this one up. Mom's Wig combined with Hive Mind combined with Mom's Knife and Ipecac doing good work for us. Who knows what Chaos will lead to in the future? My hope is that we get a Yera rune and then we can get a bunch of weird-ass garbage that is janky but also possibly amazing on the chests. I'm not sure what we'd be looking for, though. Like, Loki's horns would be cool. Tammy's head would be interesting. I know we get Tammy's head all the time as well, and then you're kind of like, well, why would we take Tammy's head over D6 when Tammy's head shows up all the time and D6 shows up never? But, you know, don't use my own words against me, okay? That's very disrespectful. It's a do as I say, not as I do sort of moment. Okay, easy fights. Let's head down to the, we'll head up to the cathedral here. And it's basically impossible to imagine a loss here. So I did, after the last one, I was like, man, I could really use, like, some success right from the get-go. And honestly, as soon as I saw Ipecac in that second item room, I was like, we're probably in a position where we can play around with this run a little bit. And that definitely appears to be true. And it's a nice change of pace, I got to admit. So we're looking for Rune Bag to pay out with a Yera here, if possible. If not, you know, we can't force it. So we gotta just hope that it works out for us, but if it does, that would be sweet. Strength card, not a bad thing to take down with us for the future here. And we might as well continue to grab these. I'm kind of thinking, like, maybe we would desire waiting on the chest to take any items just to see if we actually do come across a Yera rune on the chest via the rune bag. It's not inconceivable. It's probably like a fairly decent percentage chance, like, you know, maybe 20 or 30% chance of finding a Yera rune, at which point we would be pretty happy. It would seem worth it. Did we miss a rune back there, by the way? Yes, it's Awaz. That's not very good. Lemon Party's great for the boss, by the way. And then we have a strength card here, but okay, pop Lemon Party. Don't do what I did there. We got through it quickly, but I don't think it was worth it. I'm gonna head down to the next floor. We're not gonna open the stuff right away. I think we're gonna wait and see if Yera actually comes to fruition for us and then try to double it. If not, at least we still have our item available, or our keys available for the next fight, you know? Is this Yera? Onsus. Well, we can tailor this a little bit. Mystery Sack is also completely acceptable. We have so many luck upgrades, I would be expecting items down here. I'd be disappointed if we didn't get items. Awaz is bad at this point. But it did allow us to get out of boss rush with homing tears that are strange, at least. So I appreciate that more than they could ever know. And it feels good to be in the driver's seat again. After just surviving for a while, actually being able to steer feels nice. We do have an item and a rune. Let's go check out our secret room first, though. And it's a battery charge, which is not bad. Anemic? We could have re-rolled, but I'm kind of waiting on using our re-rolls, if possible, on extra chests. So, you know, before the boss fight, one way or the other, we're going to go back to the spawn room and grab our 4 to 8 items. Hopefully 8 items. Hopefully 8 items, but we're only 1 room away from it being guaranteed to be 4 items. Okay, not as much of a genius as I thought. We probably don't give a shit about the map at all, considering we already have mapping on what is the last floor available to us here. Let's go see what our 4 items are, and be thankful we have rerolls, so we can be very choosy here, especially because the win is basically guaranteed. Pandora's box? No thank you. Remember, we got Chaos, so we can get some weird stuff here. None of this is weird enough. A full Guppy run is definitely weird enough. So we're Guppy now, with Hive Mind. That's pretty ridiculous, and I think that's good enough, honestly. And then we'll just reroll Guppy's Paw. We don't want HP. We'll reroll it again and get the pentagram. That is extremely good. Attack Fly, 2 Guppy items. We got the 10 lives, and we got a damage upgrade. Yeah, go ahead and say that was pretty sweet. So this is the run where all of the luck from our past few has just shown up. And we will just, you know, win this in like, you know, 4 seconds flat here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, if that was a Yera rune, I'm glad I didn't check. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. 32 wins in a row.